Coming up on this week's episode. This is my partner Steph, and this weird fella right here, that's me. We're full-time travellers with our two Groms, Georgie aka Gorg and Wesley aka Wes Dog. Come follow us as we hit up one epic destination after the other. And yes, things go wrong, plans do change, but that's all part of the fun. So who are we? We are Lost Tribe Adventures. Howdy Troops, and welcome back to another episode. We kick this one off to a visit to a sunflower farm just outside of Tolga. This place is pretty damn cool. Check that out. But this is the start of our trip back down south. But if you're in the area, definitely check this place out. It's well worth it. We did ask permission to get filming and everything from the actual farmer himself, which is definitely something you should do in private property. But we'll jump in the car. We're going to start heading down. We'll go off the side of the mountain. Not 100% sure we're going to go, but Eddy Bay, you know, Cardwell Pools is all on the way. We missed a lot of places on the way up, so we're going to tick some of them off. So stick around for this one, guys. So first stop that we've actually come down to is Eddy Bay. So it's a little bit off the highway, off Innisfail. So we've come down the mountain through Innisfail and we're taking a left and come out to Eddy Bay. And this place is magic. The weather isn't in our favour today, but you can actually see how cool this place would actually be. But the reason why we've come out here is for one reason, and that is to see a cassowary on the beach. And that's what this place is famous for. There is a caravan park over here. It would be awesome to stay there, but we're actually going to punch down the coast a little bit more. But this place is definitely going to be on a list to stay again in the future. So there's caravan park just over this way, and then you got the beach, all this natural growth, rainforest and everything. And the reason why the cassowaries actually come out to the beach is all these seeds and seed pods and berries and everything wash up on the shore here. And I've just spoken to one of the locals, and he said there was about 3 here this morning. And there was about 3 on the way in, on the road in. So we've missed all of them, naturally. But we're going to have some lunch here and see if we can wait it out and see if we can catch a glimpse of this, because it's really, really cool to see one of these massive birds out on the beach here.
Cuttlefish.
What do you got?
Cuttlefish.
You find all the cuttlefishes? Hey?
Wait.
Alright, so we've been here for a little while now, and a big donut on the cassowaries on the beach, hey buddy?
Yeah, big holes from the cassowaries.
You can see the evidence, like they've got a couple of holes up there where they lay in and a couple of footprints around and stuff, so they are here, but just not when we're here. But we'll jump back on the highway. Hopefully we'll see some on the way out, but we'll jump on the highway, head back down the highway a bit and find a spot for tonight to stay the night. and then in the morning, hopefully we'll show you one of the coolest attractions in the area. Alright, so we finally found a place to stay tonight. We've come down the highway a bit. Took a little bit longer than normal because there is a bit of a headwind at the moment. So we backed off to the kilometres per hour and saved the go-go juice because it is expensive. It's over $2 a litre at the moment. So any savings we can along the way is a plus. But we come down to Ingham. We're actually 8 k's out of Ingham at a farm called Brooklands, or Brooklands, yeah, Brooklands. Can find it on Wiki. It is a pretty cool camp, and it does put us on the doorstep of this place that we want to visit tomorrow. But the grobs are a bit tired, so we're going to wrap up today, get some food in their bellies and get them into bed, try to get a good night's sleep, and we'll see you guys first thing in the morning.
Oh, that's good enough. That's close enough to a thumb. Now we got to keep it really still, and then we see.
Morning, troops. A little bit of a development. Last night or early this morning, Wesley's fallen out of his bunk, and he's on the top bunk, come down, smashed his face and his head across the forehead here. So we've had to come into Ingham Hospital. He does have a net that actually holds him into place in the bunks, but he's very stubborn like his mother and doesn't like wearing it. So what has happened, he's come down, smashed his face and across the top of his forehead, and he started vomiting. So there's telltale signs of a concussion, so we've had to bring him in and check him out, and you know, hopefully the little grom's okay. So we'll stay here and get him checked out properly and make sure it's all okay. So diagnosis was yes, he's got a minor concussion, so he's had a decent knock to the head, but we've come back to the van. The doctor said just a bit of rest time, no screen time, have a chill sort of a day. I can't think anything better than chuck him in the car and he can chill on the way up to where we're going to see now. But if he comes back to the van and around the farm areas, he's going to be running around with his head chopped off. So there's puppies and turkeys and peacocks and everything else here. So we might chuck him in the car. Georgie's already asleep in the car on the way back from the hospital. So we'll go in the car and go check this site out now and show you guys what you can see in this area. This is one of those days where I want to click my fingers and start it all over again. We've come up to the iconic Wallerman waterfall. So it's the biggest single drop waterfall in Australia. And we've come up and we've greeted to a sea of fog. So it's about an hour and a bit up out of Ingham. So it's a fair decent drive. Little report on Wesy, he's fine. He's back to his normal self. He's back eating again, so he's all right. But we've come all the way up here and we get this. So it's a bit of a fail, but I'll put the drone up and see if I get some sort of image for you. Because this was a major thing on my bucket list. I wanted to see this one as we come past up to go to the Cape, but we didn't have the time, so I wanted to drop back in. And yeah, a little bit disappointed and gutted, but I'm gonna send the drone over. Even though you're not supposed to in fog and rain and everything like that, but I'm itching to get some images of this thing, so I'll see how this looks. So happy with getting a couple of images along the falls. I would have been absolutely gutted if I didn't get anything or didn't actually see it. But putting the drone out there, a little bit skeptical, a little bit dangerous, but trying to get the drone back in was, yeah, full on. Like, couldn't see it, all you could hear it through the fog and everything like that, but actually got it back. Almost hit a tree, but finally got it to land and everything. But after that, we were really unsure of where to go because we missed so many places on the way up. Early Beach was a big one, a couple other places down. Not really a fan of Townsville, so we bypassed that. But one place that everyone sort of mentioned was Bowen. And look, to be totally honest, Bowen wasn't on our radar at all. So we drove past it, didn't even think twice about it coming through. But we're going to give it a crack. We're here at Wangaratta Caravan Park, nice little park, pretty close to the beach. But look, it's not tickling my fancies at the moment. It hasn't really jumped out, but we're going to venture out and show you guys why it's been suggested to us. I get it. Bowen is beautiful, hey bub.
Yeah, it's stunning.
Once you come out to these...
Like I say, every place is stunning though, like, but this is actually stunning.
Yeah, like, once you come out to these bays, so you got Murray's Bay, Horseshoe Bay, Rose Bay, I don't know, there's heaps of bays, but once you come out here and have a look at this, it melts your heart, eh? Like, Steph's fallen in love with it.
I want to live here. This is the place, this is it.
Yeah, so this is like the point. It seems to be a little bit more touristy, but it's not busy at all. Like, there's probably...
And there's no crocs here, so you can actually swim here. And
yeah, so very...
Snorkeling, you can do snorkeling where those rocks are over there.
Yeah, very few croc sightings and stuff because they don't like the clear water, so very safe. You only have to worry about marine stingers at certain times of year, so... Yeah, magic place. We love it here, so... But we'll show you more of the area soon. Alright, Bowen, you're starting to win me over. Not as much as Steph though. She's gone all loopy and fruity and started looking at real estate and, you know, what if we live here and doing all that sort of weird stuff. So I had to slap her back into line and say we're traveling. But yeah, this whole coastline, oh my God, like these, where is it? These big girthy rocks here, like they're everywhere along the coastline. It's so cool. And then you got Whitsundays in the background over this way. Yeah, just magic place. But like I said at the start, I was more than happy to drive by and not have any second thought about this place whatsoever. But a couple of people have just said, go here, it's so cool. And this is Horseshoe Bay. Not the best of days today, like it's a bit overcast, but we thought we'd get out. It's during the week, there's no people here, but yeah, just magic, like so cool. Bowen, cracker little spot. If it's not on your list to actually go and see, definitely put it on there. It's a cracker little place. Kids loved it, we loved it, you know, fell in love with it. But while we were there, we actually looked around for some work because yeah, funds were getting a bit dry. we didn't sell a house or anything like that to fund this trip, and we're not silver spoon fed like from our families or anything like that. So while we're out on the road, we wanted to experience these on the road jobs. So we put the feelers out there, went on the social pages, social media, Facebook groups and stuff like that, just to put ourselves out there to see what work was around Bowen. And we were surprised of how much, you know, variety of work actually came back. So it was anything from nannying, home sitting, packing, fruit picking, driving jobs and everything. All those just come through to us and flooded through. So we're a bit overwhelmed with how many jobs were actually available out there. But we ended up picking a job back up in Ayr. So we had to backtrack up the coast a little bit, about an hour or so. We set up in the Discovery Park, and I actually went to work as a haul-out operator specialist, which is out in the cane field. So what the job description was is basically have an HR license, which I got from the Defence Force, and go around and chase around the harvester as it shoots out cane into some big steel bins, and that's about it. Like, it's really early morning starts, so 2-3 o'clock we had to start, which is quite good because I had to get, I'd done a lot of hours when the kids were asleep. So, you know, back around lunchtime, there was a couple of days where I finished a lot later if things didn't go well or stuff broke down. But basically just cruise around in the truck and catch cane and go drop it off at the railway line. So locos come across and or the big yellow trains come across and pick them up, and then drop some more bins off and just keep doing the process. It's quite a boring job. It's a dirty job. The hours aren't great. Pays okay. So it was a good experience to have on the road while we're up there. I did have a couple of days off, so we'd actually ventured out. So we'd come across a place that, you know, piqued my interest. So we'd go check this out. Alright, so I've got a day off work today, so we thought we'd venture out. There's not too much around Ayr itself, so we have to venture out at least an hour each way just to find something to do. But there was one place that there's not too much information about, but it's called Cape Upstart. Nothing online about it or anything like that. It's a national park area, and it's this huge knob cape area between Bowen and Ayr itself. So we thought run back down the road. Takes us about an hour. As you can see, the drive in was spectacular along this dirt road, palm trees and heaps of cool sort of scenery, like some sort of wetland area. Past a couple of private properties, but then we've come up to this gate where we can't get through, so it's private property as well. But I don't understand, like, it's a national park, you should be able to visit it, but we blocked off by this. So a little bit annoyed, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, it's about an hour outside of town, so if you're looking at coming down to Cape Upstart, yeah, you can't get through unless you got a boat. So yeah, a bit disheartening, but we'll go and find somewhere else. All right guys, so after the fails of venturing around Ayr and going out to Cape Upstart, and that was a big fail, like we should have done a little bit more research, but there wasn't much around to actually get info from, so it didn't get much better. Work got flooded out for a little bit, so we're down a couple of days there, so we're sitting around. We tried to venture out, but Steph got onto some play groups around the area, which was really good for the kids, until we got gastro. Gastro in the van is not great. You're cooped up, everyone's vomiting, you smell vomit all the time and diarrhea and everything like that, and it's really, really bad. If anyone's been through it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But eventually you got to empty out the toilet cassette, and that is a horrendous stinky job as well. So, but after that, we tried to go back to work. The rains have basically set in, so we end up pulling the pin from air, saying goodbyes at work. It was a great little job, got a bit of bank. We've actually moved on to our next camp, so I'll give you a sneak peek. So we'll tell you next episode where we actually end up, but we're going to conclude this one. So it's not on a high, guys, I do apologise, but we'll tell you exactly where we are on the next one. It's a cracker little camp, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Any support, support's been absolutely fantastic. Like, all the comments, all the likes, all the subs, been absolutely brilliant. So thanks, legends, thanks very much, and make sure you watch one of these videos here or here, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers, guys. Peace.